Hey everybody, Flash Rise, we're back in the Fermi Paradox. Before I commence with wiping out more civilizations, because I seem to be quite good at doing that, so I was actually looking at the Fermi Paradox. Was a question written from an Italian-American physicist called Enrico Fermi, who asked a question in the 1950s. If the universe is that big, why haven't we seen anybody yet? I'm reading this is from cosmosmagazine.com. The science of everything. Yeah, in outline, the argument runs like this. The Milky Way contains hundreds of billions of stars, and billions of them are similar to the Sun. It is highly likely that some of these stars will have planets that are similar to Earth. If we assume, via the Copernican principle, which I'm not sure what that is, that Earth is not particularly special, then intelligent life should exist on some fraction of these Earth-like planets. Some of these intelligent life forms might develop advanced technology, even interstellar travel. Interstellar travel will take a long time, but as there are many Sun-like stars that are billions of years older, then there are plenty of time for such travel to have occurred. Given all of this, why haven't we met or seen any traces of early life? Where is everybody? Which is, again, which is the whole principle of this game. It's essentially asks a question. It's almost kind of, the game's almost, you and you're trying to build these civilizations, and the fact they collapse so easily, it's almost saying, for me the game's almost saying that as fast as civilization rise, they collapse before they actually ever get off their own planets. So I think this game's almost saying that that just because there's lots of stars, civilization can go and collapse all the time. So it's almost saying, yeah, there are lots of civilizations out there, but they're rising and collapsing so quickly that they never ever actually meet. And I think that's what this game's trying to say. But anyway, I thought that because I was reading about it, I thought this is fascinating. What's their problem? A habitable meteor. A large meteor in the proximity of Gliese could be reshaped into a hull for a very primitive spaceship. Prun astronauts are sent to the object to begin construction. One of the major steps in colonising our solar system and in sending colonists out into the Milky Way can be the creation of synthetic worlds inside hollowed asteroids. Danbridge McFarlane Cole, American futurist. That is a fantastic name. That's a brilliant name. Okay, so we're going to have some decisions to make. So, Epic Project is going to be repurposing work so well that the Prun decide to remodel an entire asteroid field into our swarm of asteroid ships. Half the population of Gliese is moving towards the Gliese System. Okay, I'm not sure we really want that. Mind you, if it stops me wiping them all out, then maybe not a bad thing. The astronauts modify and move into hollowed out meteor. Simple nuclear payloads will push asteroids towards the Gliese System on a journey that will span generations. Okay, or dead end. Deadly construction accidentally to abandon the project. I like the idea of spreading it out. So do we want half the population going towards the Gliese System or just regular development? Let's go with that one. I don't know, because Epic Project. Let's go Epic Project. That's going to cost us nothing. Let's go Epic Project. Let's do it. I don't know. I'm undecided on this. What I don't want to do is possibly interfere with other civilizations growing by having this like running about everywhere. Let's go. I don't know. Okay, let's go to Gliese System because there's nothing over there. Okay, so the Prometheus swarm begins its journey from Gliese to the Gliese System. A decorated Prometheus swarm scholar captain retires from active service. The Prometheus swarm armed asteroids are engaging in military training exercises. Okay, we've got an evolution event, people. Tower Ceti System. Sapient life is evolved on Tower Ceti 3. A life form on the swamp planet Tower Ceti 3 started making simple to develop rudimentary language. Which species will form a Stone Age civilization in Tower Ceti System? Okay. This is a great quote. Many were increasingly of the opinion that they'd all made a big mistake in coming down from the trees in the first place. I just think that's fantastic. Right, what we got? Another civilization is born. You will have to foster these creatures to guide them in parallel with other civilizations in the galaxy, and one day they may make contact. Synthesis can be used to help any society. Sometimes you have hard choices to assure the survival of everyone. The problem is it's not in balance, and I think this all swings back to the Fermi Paradox, which kind of I'm wondering whether one of the arguments is that there are lots of civilizations, but as we've seen now, we've got the whatever they were called, I can't remember what they're called now. We've got the other lot are off. The Prun are off exploring the solar system, while this lot are still like running around with stone clubs. So by the time this lot if we can get them up to that level of intelligence and that level, the Prun will have disappeared from the galaxy. So maybe that's what actually happens out in the galaxy, that as societies grow and collapse and grow and expand, by the time one society reaches its pinnacle, it then disappears. I don't know, evolves, I don't know, whatever happens, eventually disappear from the galaxy because they've evolved to a certain level. They maybe ascended into the gods. I don't know. The other one, so maybe, yeah, anyway. Right, so we go with standard, a balanced species. They're a Meteor, intelligent plant-like creature, undergo countless stages in their century-long life cycle. The odd, they're an aggressive ape creatures in colourful fur. Their packs traverse mountainous regions with ease. That's a standard species. I can't remember what we've got the Maori, sneaky, sightless and cruel. We're not doing that because we know what happened last time. So you get bonuses on that. The balanced. Do we want standard or do we want monkeys or do we want massive trees, triffids? Do we want monkeys or triffids? That's the cost of synthesis, but it's a balanced species. Let's go with that one because why the devil not? Home of the Rama tribes. On South Ceti, the Rama civilization is born. Ooh, 3 randoms. The Rama abandoned their clans and wandered to our Ceti 3 in search of new lands. The Prun Meteor Swarm development event. Okay, let's go see what the Prun have been doing. Prun Meteor Swarm, Prun Power. Okay, that kind of has me slightly concerned. Armed asteroids as a meteor swarm work out how to parachute directly from orbit onto the surface of an atmospheric planet. With these modifications, they could orbital drop onto an enemy from any location. Okay. Valiant St. Michael, hear my call. As through the sky I swiftly fall. You who hurled Satan far below. Aid me to conquer every foe. Paratrooper's prayer. That's interesting. Okay. Not there's anybody so we go. So there's a fear that untested parachutes will malfunction and an orbital invasion, and the project is sidelined. The orbital paratroopers training and equipment increase the combat strength of the meteor swarm. See, I'm not sure I want to do that. Like prevention, that's going to cost us nothing. I don't want orbital invasions. Not there's anybody to be there's not anybody you can orbitally invade. Blimey, words. Relay computers simulate efficiency protocols for the Prun Meteor Swarm crew. Members of the Prun Meteor Swarm crew recycle more than they consume. Splendid. The Prun logistics officer are optimising the efficiency of the Prun Meteor Swarm. Members of the Prun Meteor Swarm crew recycle more than they can consume. Let's travel up. Let's just jump up a second. The dancers wants an habitat. I wonder if I've killed off any chance of another evolution on Earth. An asteroid impact destroys a dominant animal species on Earth. I've already done the too late on that one. I've already wiped the dinosaurs out. Over here, Vex. A small asteroid which has enriched the surface of Virgo with natural. Yeah, it was Virgo the one we wiped out the first time, wasn't it? The Bauta. I thought they were my great hope. The Bauta. Yep, generates rare elements in. Okay, the Prun States development event. Gliese is sending signals into space. There's nobody out there, mate.
TV garbage. Prun have invented television broadcasting and are flooding their channels with mindless game shows, constant advertising on ridiculous TV series. The broadcasting signals will wander through space and go be picked by another civilization. Blimey. There's a developer here that doesn't like modern TV. But it's true though. They say that 9% of TV is junk, but 90% of everything is junk. Yeah. Right, okay. Signal boost. Prun are obsessed with their mindless television programs and the flood of content sends signals in all directions from Gliese System. Cheap mass-produced television becomes popular and widely consumed. Soon the volume is great enough that signals are sent towards our Ceti System. Oh, interesting. Silence. Protests from academics and other intelligent intellectuals cause laws to be enacted that such television can only be used for educational uplifting purposes. The result, how our programs prove to be unpopular and result in weak signals and never reach other civilizations. Oh, let's do that. I want to see what happens at our Ceti, because that's where me is that where I put the triffids, the armour. Okay, let's go there. New plant species grows abundant on the surface of Earth. External planetoid enters orbital pattern in the solar system. Let's have a look at the Vex. Exotic plant biomass on Vex is slowly transforms into fossil fuel reserves. They need it because we did wipe out most of the resources on there. Where will the god lead us? I don't know. Alpha Centauri. An ice age drastically alters the climate on Proxima Centauri b. Oh, I went with the Triffids, didn't we? The Rama tribes. They're that big walking plants. The cultivation age. The Rama learn to mine simple metals which they shape into a variety of tools. Using these, they can more easily prune their own growth until the soil beneath their roots. They begin domesticating and breeding animals, using them as beasts of burden, protection from herbivores, and a source of fertilising manure. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. The biggest threat to the plants are herbivores. that's great. I hadn't thought of that. Okay. The Damanis have long played our herds. They are very clever creatures, which makes them great sport to kill. Which makes great sport to kill them when they attack. The Grey on Bouter Watcher Collective. They're all dead. They're all gone. I had great hopes for the Bouter. Okay. Alright, what we're going to go. Wisdom. Rama begins seeking records, creating the first system of writing, making markings with their own sap. Or we got advancement. Non-sapient plants are gathered to use to build first large settlements. Let's go with that one. That's going to cost this time. I'm going to go with that one. I didn't even look at the other one. I wonder what the difference is makes. I wonder if it I've kind of this thought it's just a different way to do multi-choice, but I wonder whether it affects different parts of the planet than what you select. Anyway. The soil on Tau Ceti 3 is more accessible to the Rama. You can now build stable nurseries. Cultivation technology brings Rama access to minerals on the surface of Tau Ceti 3. Well, look at that. What's powerful forest falls on Tau Ceti 3? Let's go with the population boost. The growing nursery expands its influence on Tau Ceti 3. Okay, the Prun Meteor Storm development event. So we've now got two different Prun civilizations essentially now. As long as the long journey of the Prun Meteor Swarm continues, such luxuries begin to become scarce. Once the Prun realise that other ships have goods they lack, they trade between ships. The trade between ships begins soon. Countless small trading shuttles clutter the space between the ships' fleets. No nation was ever ruined by trade, Benjamin Franklin. I'm not sure about that, mate. That'd be one for the history books to look at. Okay. Prevention. It becomes clear that keeping the trade shuttles running is a significant waste of resources. The good of the Meteor Swarm further intership trading is forbidden. Trade with ships is established, but shuttle shipments are limited to save fuel. Great fortunes are exchanged as ships as trade between ships booms. Officers responsible for managing trade are so influential they become the de facto leaders of the meet. Let's go with that one. Regular development. Because I don't think we don't want to stop it completely, because it's we're going to stop it completely. Let me have a quick drink of my tea. So that keep that morale high. The scholar captains of the Meteor swarm allow limited intership trading to take place. It was significant drain on fleet resource, but greatly improved morale among the luxury starved Prun. Because look, because we've got a separate civilization going on here. Utopia. Let's go with let's push the Utopia thing. Interior of the Prun swarm is completely redesigned by the crew. Marvellous. That's resource boost. The Prun logistics are optimising the efficiency of the Prun Meteor swarm. Let's push. No, we're not worried about that. More people. Let's just get that one there. This journey may be the noblest Prun endeavour of all time. Excellent. Let's push that again. The interior of the Prun Meteor swarm is completely redesigned by the crew again. So I'm going to repeat. So let's just step out of this for the time being, because that's where they are. So the Rama forests. Let's have a look down here. What's going off down here? Cosmic dust obscures light reaching Vexus. Oh dear. What are you? A minor planet is formed from ice and debris in the Ross system. Let's go over here. I want to dominate animal species because extinct another one. Prun scholar states. I said we've effectively got 2 Pruns now. Paradigm shifting Gliese. Okay. Many early Prun lived a nomadic life, but nearly all have since become permanently settled. One large residential area, however, has kept the old ways, as even as they have grown. They now live in a massive mobile group who hold buildings on wheels, rolling slowly from place to place to find the luscious seas. We've had this before. I'm positive at the Wandering City. That's not the first time we've had this. Definitely not the first time we've had the Wandering City. Wandering City is cultural and scientific marvel, attracting nuclear scientists, psychologists and film actors from all over Gliese Sea. Nomadic becomes very wealthy, prompting other states to emulate it. Okay, let's just go with that one. Let's leave it at that. Nice. Cultural ascent, because I don't want to spend the points to be quite frank with you. I want to save my synthesis. Nuclear age technology allows a Prun to extract radioactive materials and fossil fuels. Oh, blimey, that's not going to end well. That's not going to end well. I can guarantee that's not going to end well. We can defend ourselves against an alien invasion. There are no alien invasions. They're non-existent. There aren't any aliens out there. Your friendly narrating gardens killed them all. We can defend ourselves against alien invasion. Let's step out of this because I want to see what's happening out there. There's nothing going on there. Dynamic winds create marvellous structures on the surface of Vexus. The Prun scholar states are back one. Prun have reached a digital age. Hey, fancy them. The Prun have now connected via complex computer systems, satellite networks and mobile communication devices. With constant interaction in the global computer market and new digital art forms, cultural transformation is stark and rapid. Preliminary genetic and biodigital experiments could lead to health improvements and longevity, but caution is advised in these and other uncharted territories. The NSA has built an infrastructure that allows it to intercept almost everything. With this capability, the vast majority of human communications are automatically ingested without targeting. Edward Snowden, American whistleblower. Oh, very. You kind of think in this modern world, you kind of think that's probably quite true. You start thinking about the Matrix and stuff like that. But anyway, so we can go with Prun all over Gliese have unprecedented access to information thanks to the internet. With precious power to spare, they may launch coordinated search for intelligent life in the galaxy or try to find cures for the deadliest diseases. Prun continue exploration of space with renewed vigour, navigating the pitfalls of mass computerism. City planners explore possibilities for genetically modified crops that are safe to eat and sustainable for farmers in the environment. That's interesting. Power. I'm not interested in the power. That's costing a lot of points though. Let's go with the wisdom because I'd want to save my synthesis, to be quite frank with you. Let's go with the wisdom. I want to save my synthesis because it's hard to acquire and easy to spend. Prun have now collected large multipliers on a grand scale. Digital age technology allows Prun optimal access to all resources. I'm going to step out because I want to see what's gone on the bigger picture. Rigel. A new Planetary to Dense's orbit module system. Rama Forest development event. Burning of the temples. Due to an obscure reading of the holy text, some Rama come to believe they will become immortal if they burn down their own holy temples. Raising these sacred sites without consequence could prove that they are themselves godlike. If Herostratus has earned immortality having burned down the temple of Artemis in Ephesus, maybe the man from whom he got the matches ought not to be entirely forgotten. Ephosis. Anyway, we're going to prevent. If we burn the temples, regular development. With burning when the burning of the first temple is not met with divine retribution, the practice spreads rapidly. Major centres of worship are burned in a fevered pursuit of immortality to mass rites and the grieving of the faithful. Holy sites are first to go, but soon priests burn alongside the buildings. Chaos reigns as the faithful are slaughtered en masse, and a new religion celebrated destruction places the old ways. I'm not sure I want, but that's tapes is taken. We're not having that one. Regular development is. Let's prevent it. Accidentally set. The leaders of the fledgling sect accidentally set themselves alight when trying to douse a temple in pitch. This Rama see this as divine retribution. The practice stops immediately. Yeah, we'll have some of that. Burn them alive. Alright, let's have a go at you. Is there life after death? A depleted land region recovers under the Roman grafters. Any vengeance deities watching us? Okay, let's step out of this and let's go up again. Seismic activity produces new mountain range in the Wormwood Prime. An animal species and worm shows have higher cognition. We've had this before, but they don't go anywhere. Frogstar. I thought animal species and Frogstar one complete forms complex social structures. I was hoping we'd get something for one of these two, because we've had a lot of talk. Natural global warming drastically impacts climate on Vexus. I wonder on solar Vexus whether you can get a second chance to regrow society. Prun growth. The crew is experimenting with growing plants from Gliese in the zero gravity areas of the Meteor swarm. If successful, they'll be able to feed a much larger population. No problem with that. I'm not sure what it's going to do for when they arrive where they're going. Main objective: plants flourish without gravity, and all available space is transformed to a lush zero-G greenhouse. A population boom occurs in the Meteor swarm. Zero gravity gardening is moderately successful. Let's just go with that one. I don't want to spend the points more than anything. I want to save the points. Let's step axe. I want to go up, and I want to see. I want to get another race going. Small asteroid showers enrich the surface of Wormwood Prime with valuable minerals. An external planet enters the orbital pattern in the solar system. Fluctuations in Wormwood Central Star leads to changes in its colour spectrum. Continental drift causes new landmass on Wormwood Prime. Fluctuations leads to changes in the colour spectrum again. And that's a development planet. A solar collision generates rare limits in the solar space region. I want to push these two. I want to push this one because I want to see if you can spark new life on already inhabited systems. Although there's something going on over there. Let's have a look at you. An animal species showing signs of high cognition. Prun Scholar event. We're going to look at that. Knowledge in Gliese. The Prun carry around mobile communication devices with elementary scientific functionalities. Every member of their society is now able and encouraged to participate in research activities on a daily basis. The new handheld science labs could turn every member of our generation to a scientific mastermind. Let's see how fast we will abuse them for trivial and bizarre shit. Oh yeah. Unknown network user phase 4512 get an assistant. Yeah, because that would happen, wouldn't it? I actually guarantee it. Like you look at mobile phones now. Civilization pillar. These devices are extremely significant in the culture of the Prun. They're used for every task and being without assistance is their assistance is unthinkable. The use of these devices brings a Prun into, again, I'm going to use the points. I want to see what happens, because they're like mobile phones, isn't it, basically? New mobile device goes popular among the Prun, offering the mobile experts increased data collection powers. Prun video games represent harmony on Gliese. Oh, we've got a new age. Woohoo! Prun scholars, I clicked too quickly on that one, didn't I? Sorry. Cyber age. The rapid advancement in artificial intelligence and technologically augmented Prun, the civilization undergoes drastic change, reaches a new milestone in science, engineering, and in the arts. He still dreamed of cyberspace, hope fading nightly. All the speed he took, all the turns he'd taken, and all the corners he cut in Night City, he'd still see the Matrix in his sleep. Bright lattices of logic unfolding across that of colourless void. Neuromancer by William Gibson, American-Canadian speculative fiction. I've never read anything by him. Okay. Alright. Digital age. So wisdom is going to crossing the realm of AI. Prun now the ability to vastly improve their societies and facilitate communication with faraway beings. However, the new technology has been a great risk as well, so a little extra wisdom couldn't hurt. The Prun focus on innovations engineering. This includes finding balance between consumption and resource preservation, advancing the infrastructure of their megacities, and exploring galaxies beyond Gliese. Let's do that one to see what happens, because I don't think I'm getting many other civilizations are popping up. So I wonder if the Prun Meteor swarm advances with them. Prun can now build vast metroplexes, urbanising the entire surface of Gliese. Rama forests, they're into a new technical age. Rama reached pollination age. Interesting. Done with that. Advanced metalworking techniques make it possible to maintain large soil forests, creating effective weapons to fend off fauna. Most importantly, pollinating insects are now domesticated, sparking a social revolution of directed reproduction. The lovely flowers embarrass me, they make me regret I'm not to be. Emily Dickinson, American poet. Right. I didn't realise I had massive great claws. Wisdom. What's the power? Wisdom. Study of self-pollination opens up new discussions about nature. I'm going with that one. I don't want to spend the points, to be quite frank with you. Or I might have just have done. No, I didn't. Rama can now increase the size of their orchards and access more regions in Ceti 3. The pollination age technology allows Rama to harvest biomass on the surface of the planet. Many plants on the surface are capable of moving around on their own. Is there life after death? Let's boost our population. Bustling orchard becomes a centre of trade and commerce. Let's just bump up a second. What I want to go to the Meteor swarm. You see, that's interesting. The Prun Meteor swarm now are disconnected from the scholar states. Therefore, they're not developing at the same speed. Fascinating. So now the Prun scholar states are now a lot further on than the Meteor swarm. Interesting. So they effectively become two civilizations. The Rama spruces. In Alpha Andromeda, a storm the size of Alpha-Rats forms over the gas giant. A new planet species goes abundant on the surface of Alpha-Rats. Are there beings like us beyond our world? No, because I've killed them all. Prun depopulation, that's not good. Insufficient shielding from cosmic radiation and onboard radioactive material leads to frequent mutations among newborn crew members. That's not good. We didn't lie to you folks. We told you we had living, breathing monstrosities. You laughed at them, shuddered at them, and yet, but for the accident of birth, you might be one as they are. They did not ask to be brought into this world, but into the world they come. Freaks, American movie. Okay, so I have to do something about that. So the medical officers at least were able to negate the deadly mutations effects with continuous drug therapy. The rising mutations rate among the Prun crew decreases the population of the meteor swarm or massive depopulation. The generation of the entire crew becomes deformed, and mutated population suffers a drastic decline in new births will prevent it. Okay, we'll prevent it. That's costly. Previous swarm crew develop new dialect of their native language. They are stepping completely away from the original language. Armed astronauts and the Prun are reassigned to non-military positions among the crew. Let's step out a second. Cyber Age gives the Prun access to resources and nearby planet. What I did want to look, I wanted to look at the population in here. So they've got 4 billion Prun. Okay, so they are. See, they're getting further away. So they're getting further and further away from, and they're heading straight for their armor. Okay, yep, fine. Let's have a look over here. Trapped gas giant becomes a permanent moon. Let's look at Vex. A solar flare changes the chemical composition of water on Vex's conglomerates. Ew. Gliese is building spaceships. They've already done that. Right, that didn't. It wasn't spaceships. It was. Hang on. It was holiday asteroids. While searching for mineral-rich asteroids in the Oort cloud of the system, an accident damages the control mechanisms of a Prun mining ship locked in their current territory. Their only choice is to try and stay alive until they reach the Alpha Andromeda system. Okay. So-called castaway civilization, those that form accidentally when a group is abandoned and presumed dead, are a fascinating topic. It is pity that it would be unethical to watch one form in real time without intervening. Taman of Asteroid 993 from the xenoarchaeologist, Galician excavation fleet. Okay. So, epic project which we can't afford. By sheer luck, the accident happens at the beginning of the mining ship's multi-year mission in the Oort cloud. They have the resources they need to survive a long journey to the Alpha Andromeda system. The ship is doomed. Mining vessel is not equipped for an interstellar journey and soon runs out of resources. Miners starve on board as they hurtle into the dark, cold depths of space. Let's just go normal. Okay, so we've now got another spaceship on the. The Prun expedition begins its journey from Gliese to the Alpha Andromeda system. Members of the Prun expedition crew recycle more than they consume. Several Prun expedition officers are removed from their posts. A new Prun expedition scholar captain is appointed. The Prun crew refit the sections of their ship. Okay. Let's just go. The interior of the Prun expedition is completely redesigned by the crew. Okay. Let's boost their ethical values. The interior is again more home redesign. So we've now got three. We've now got three development events. We've now got 3 different Prun states going up. Cyberlink collapse. The entire crew of the lost expedition, regardless of whether they are awakened or in cryosleep, are connected via a cybernetic brain interface. This communication network has a fatal flaw, and an unseen energy overload could instantly fry the brains of all the Prun on board. Oh dear. I saw the blueprints of the BrainLink interface that they went on to use for astronauts. Not sure if I should sell them on the black web. Maybe the competition would find a flaw in the system and save those poor geckos, or they'll just hijack their brains right after liftoff. Okay. Digital dust, Ronian neck jockey, time say 770 Gliese System. Okay. Minimal survivors. Oh right, so we haven't got enough to do that, so we're on minimal survivors now, are we? 1 million Prun. Oh blimey. Only a few criminals are not outfitted with cybernetic brain links, and an energy overload destroys the brains of most on board instantly. Only the hull workers and young children are left wandering the ship. Oh no. Oh, let's go with that one. Okay. Okay, that's kind of let's go for population growth. Members of the Prun expedition crew recycle more than they consume. Several Prun officers are removed. Yep. Okay, that was a complete catastrophe. Let's just step away from that. So we've got Rama Spruces. On task with the Rama alchemists establish new resource management methods. They've not got their little event to look at. Rama reaches a float age. This sounds like the Bouter, this does. Great floating islands of ocean floor allow the Rama to reach all corners of Ceti through these living rafts, provide nutrients and stability for long voyages. The largest serving as a floating cities. Legends tell of a time when we crossed the great oceans of our birth planet on a bed of softest algae. I take comfort when I imagine such a thing, dreaming of the gentle swaying as a warm sun fills me with life. Nehora, the pollen of Engor, Rama refugee Archon, year 5088 since the evacuation. Exodus vessel D. Okay. So that's going to give us personal connect. They realise that the warm sun feeds every individual. The Rama use great flights to colonise their empty lands across the planet. Soon new orchards start to go everywhere. Let's go with that one. Okay, the Rama can now journey to the farthest reaches of Ceti and build plantations everywhere. Basically, yep, population helps. Okay. Let's go with that one again. Depleted land region recovers under the care of the Rama planetscapers. Yeah, this sounds very similar to the Bouter. Go on, plantation expansion from Ceti 3. Let's step out of here. Let's go to Sol. Cosmic dust obscures light reaching Earth. They're getting further away. Meteor Swarm development event. Okay. Prun enlightenment. Dreaming of a better future, the long journey to Rigel gives the crew counsels among the crew plenty of time to plan an ideal world and challenge the mistakes underlying the philosophy of the Prun civilization. As the great scientists have said, and as all children know, it is above all by the imagination that we achieve perception and compassion and hope. Ursula Le Guin. I've read a book by her. It's crazy bonkers, but okay. So that's one. That's me. Lost expedition. Councillors have a strong impact on the crew, but all biases are hard to overcome. Regular development, fine with that. I want to step out of here. Now let's pick up a few. Maybe the noblest punted ever of all time. Put me to assemble an all history of their journey. The Prun logistics officers are optimising the efficiency of the Meteor Swarm, because they said they're actually behind the city states or the conglomerate now. Retires from active service. New life is created above the Prun Meteor Swarm. I wonder if I'll be careful if I don't hit. I need to be careful if I don't hit two. If I hit that. I wonder what happens if I hit that bar there. I've not thought about that. Let's step away. What we've got over here, we've been over there for a while. An external planetoid enters an orbital pattern in Wormwood system. Minor planets destroyed by an asteroid collision and development of Brent. This is the conglomerates. Reduction in Gliese. Okay. The Prun Scholar conglomerate begins to use large machines to synthesize water from elements in the atmosphere. In the dry deserts of Gliese, water is incredibly precious and allows the Prun to enrich the arid landscape. Okay. Water should be a free right to every worker, even the magnets. Magnets dare not charge us for the air we breathe. Why should we pay them for each drink we take? Sister Zinner's Juju Union Alpha, Second Silver Age Ceti System. Okay. Civilization pillar. The water generators are built across the physically fertile lands bloom around each transform the planet. Yeah, let's go with that. Nice and simple. Don't cost us out. You put enjoy enchanting a new style of virtual artworks. Making it fine. Prun form a new dynasty of wise scholar executives. A vast new metroplex swells of Prun. Okay. The conglomerates have got a new technical age. The Prun reached a solar age. Okay then. Overcoming previous limits of propulsion and engineering, Prun are now able to build ships capable of exploring colonising their own solar system. Advanced AI are built to escort them on their journey, while mastering the genetic engineering allows Prun and their crops to adapt to the new colonies. To read about cities and huge industrial enterprises and really successful colonisation, you can imagine what it would be like. Might have been like what Mars ought to be like. Philip K. Dick. So you would have thought then they might actually catch up with the ones that have gone before them. So we can't do that because we ain't got enough. Solo, we've got a choice for that. Labs develop allow Prun to expand even further into cosmos. But after we've got no choice, can't afford to do anything else. We need the points. We need more. The Prun can now establish permanent solar colonies on other planets in the Gliese System. Solar allows the Prun to harvest resources from asteroids on faraway planets in Gliese System. Major solar colony grows significantly in size and influence. Okay. We will find evidence of alien visitors hidden somewhere in our solar system. No, you won't, because I've killed them all. Lost expedition. You've got an issue. Let's go see what you want. Prun knowledge. Prun cyberneticist has collected valuable data during the long journey on the Prun Lost expedition. After many years of analysis and research, cyberneticist is on the verge of a breakthrough, but is dying and requires all the research crew to be assigned to the project. When a distinguished but elderly scientist states that something is possible, he is almost certainly right. When he states that something is impossible, he's very probably wrong. Very cut and dry. Okay, so all officers are assigned to the dying cyberneticist. The epic project is finished, leading to a major breakthrough on the. I'm not even going to look up. If I do that, question most of the junior crew aren't experienced enough to do the project. Let's just go with that one. Not going to cost anything, and we need to save points. Okay. On the quest of dancing officers assigned, cyberneticist helps aboard the crew is motivated to continue focus on new discoveries on their journey. Tyres, yep. Okay. That it? Anything else? We will reach our destination safely. Okay. We need more population. Most of the crew died after septic brain interface links were overlaid by unusual illnesses. A few surviving members, mostly hawks and children, tried their best to navigate the lost of which would become a mass grave. New life is created aboard a boat. We reach our destination safely. A few of us, there's not exactly a lot of yous there. Anything to boost population. I lost the captain's appointed. Let's go with ethical values. The Prun expedition crew developed a new dialect of their native language. Okay, that's doomed to failure. A great war threatens the Tau Ceti. This is familiar. With the rise of urban centres, the poor rural peasant class on Tau Ceti 3 suffers and is falling into serfdom. They rise up against their feudal lords and try to defeat the well-trained noble armies with their dedication and overwhelming numbers. Gaia's black-clad gang are we. Hiya Hoa, and we will wipe out the tyranny. Hiya Hoa, pikemen ho, forward go, on the cloister roof, let the red rock crow. German folk song, 16th century. Okay, so we go. Peace is going to cost us 20. Peasants walk over in vast numbers towards green pastures. Heavy hand of the state doesn't need biters. Its forms are capable of feeding themselves. So basically they just peace. by uniting themselves against the noble armies, the peasants overpower their oppressors by sheer strength of numbers. Many Romans are butchered in the process. That's that. The popularity of the peasant uprising leads to frequent massacres at the hand of the military forces. The peasants severely underestimate the blind loyalty of their trained soldiers towards their superiors. Let's go with that one. Straight down the middle. 800,000 lost. We can cope with that. Okay. The Rama mourn the death of a great academic who leaves behind an important legacy. An eventual Rama sovereign rises to power Ceti 3. The Rama found a promising new plantation. Ceti Rama on the plantscape established new resource for management methods. Let's go up a level. So we've got just all over here, isn't it? On the a former popular species is exterminated by an aggressive predator on Rigel 7. Solar flare changes chemical composition of water on Earth. A solar collision generates rare elements on a Ross space region. Prun meteor swarm development event. Fleet destruction. Oh dear. The chemical rocket engines on one ship are threatening to go critical and the entire ship must be evacuated. The remaining scholar captains are split on a rescue operation, with some worried it will endanger the entire meteor swarm. The bravest are surely those who have the clearest vision of what is before them. Glory and danger alike, and yet notwithstanding go out to meet it. Thucydides, Athenian historian. I thought he also fought in the Persian War as well. Thermopylae and all that. So we go close call. Engineers board the damage and carefully repair the chemical engine rockets. We go absolutely not. Close call. It's going to cost us 50, but I've lost too many civilizations already. Generation of meets one office take over system maintenance. The tier the Prometheus is completely redesigned by the crew. We've got 0 points. Don't have to be right bother. New captain is appointed. Let's step out of here. The Rama of Boweries have advanced. God, they're going quick. Industrial age. God, they're not going to matter, are they? They will start studying electricity, steam power and machine manufacturing. The industrial age, harnessing the power of the radio waves, might allow them to send signals into outer space, but this civilization could accidentally allocate itself as weapons development thus forth. Okay. Interference with the planet poses a serious threat to the ecosystem that has sustained Rama through the ages. Yeah. Okay. So we go wisdom, and the HC's explosion in the Rama potential for telecommunications via the radio waves. Mass-produced goods, including removed medicines, could improve life of many. It's got to be that because we can't afford to do anything else. I'm not doing the power thing because that's just going to end in disaster. Rama support large industrial areas through industrial production. Industrialisation gives Raman access to fossil fuels and mineral deposits deep below the surface. We've still got a lot to go. Let's go with that. Depleted land. Yep, comes on. Yep, cool. That's good to know. Let's go push our utopia levels. The Romans celebrate the history of cinematic magnum opus. Bursting Roman industrial area becomes a centre of trade and commerce. Scholarly communities. Consumption in Gliese. Low taxes and loose regulation on an asteroid near Gliese spawn off planet tax haven. That's very topical. What's happening right now with the Pandora files, whatever they're called. As word spreads about this profitable opportunity, wealthy individuals and businesses rush this in to set up their investments on the asteroid belt. And the asteroid belt is filled with Prun ships. A security financial services industry develops alongside increased fuel consumption and pollution. We just stamp on that, don't we? All is fair in love, war and tax evasion. Very true. Very true. Where are we? We can't afford that. Many Prun scholar communities signed an agreement to blacklist asteroid tax haven and prevent wasteful travel. Others refuse, succumbing to the pressure of the rich lobbyists whose sole aim is to protect their investments. Excited by the promise of financial gain, the Prun do nothing to prevent the tax haven from developing. Ships flock to the asteroid belt and establish and maintain off-world investments. I'm going to go with that because why the devil not? We could do with extra points. I don't normally do it like doing that, but embark on a clean-up of the pollution in the sea region of Gliese. Memes promoting environmental conservation measures circulating on the Prun on Gliese. We will find evidence of alien visits somewhere in the solar system. No, you won't, because I've quite frankly killed them all. The Prun build an asteroid, an astonishing monument on an inner planet of the Gliese System. Major scholar community falls from the influence. Let's scroll up a bit more. Let's have a look. Frog stars. I get something down there. Frog star 1, fine. Let's have another one. Minor planet is destroyed by an asteroid collision in the Frog Star System. Lost expedition. Prun enlightenment. Assembling scores of Prun into one harmonic planned society where everyone works together has had remarkable effects on the ethics of the ship dwellers. A shared fear of the unforgiving void on all sides of the ship's hull unites and impedes political infighting. There's no use in travelling to the moon and Mars if distance between mind and mind remain ever growing. Very good point. Where are we? So we go. A continued culture of shared responsibility has a permanent effect, shaping the Prun on board into a tight collective. Yep, I'm going to go with that. Sense harmony is taken advantage by officers keen to improve ship society, while some of the effects stick the old ways. Okay. Let's go with that one. It's not going to cost us anything. Members of Lost Fleet recycle more than they consume. What discoveries await us in the Alpha Andromeda system? Decorated Lost Scholar retires from active service. Another one. Okay, let's step up. Let's go. That's the other one actually. Important Lost Vision Cybernetic dies. Decorated again. Scholar Captain retires. A lot of repeated messages here. No sapient life forms. The Alpha Andromeda is a binary Mercury magnesian star system. Contains the desert planet Alpharats. Additionally, rocking in the planet's Antarctic asteroids. The minerals found on Alpharats are remarkably colourless. The landscape consists of many shades of grey. All plants on Alpharats develop underground, deep beneath the grey desert sands. Mainly small rodents and birds develop on the planet. Only those creatures are adapted to survive in the harsh environment. Continual drift creates a new landmass on Alpharats. Prun meteor swarm development. Prun depopulation. Water circulation on the meteor is inefficient and the water supplies have been declining for years. The cryo chambers and the crew are dependent on the ship's supply. We forget the water cycle and the life cycle are one. Jacques Cousteau. Okay, so what we're going to do about this then? Can't prevent it. Okay, so we're going to have to go. The crew reduce water circulation system waste and the inefficiencies lead to a decline in the population. But the inefficient decline in the population. Not a bad thing. Okay. Let's go for a lucky dip. Can't consume, inspire codification of peaceful first contact protocols. That's good. Prun Meteor scientist dies. Prun scholar communities. It's all about the Prun. Prun reached light speed. Racing at light speed into the light speed age, interstellar journeys are shortened from centuries to mere decades. Prun civilization sets new speed records in areas such as quantum state computing, light jet manufacturing, and mining for resources from faraway planets. For the moving organism, the length of time of the journey was a mere instant, providing the motion took place with the proximity of the speed of light. If the stationary organism is a man and is travelling 1 and the traveller one is his twin, then then traveller returns home to find his twin brother much aged compared to himself. Yes. Okay. What does this mean for us? While the ability to conduct outer space archaeology continues, Prun begin to understand their role in the galactic dance of existence. Questions about alien life give rise to study of Xeno. Prun achieve true mastery of space travel and colonial development crosses major hurdles. Civilization will also make great leaps forward in genetic modification and cloning, perhaps even creating new life forms such as trash-eating plants. Let's go with that one. You'd hopefully get the idea that actually go after the Lost Expedition and the Meteor Swarm. We can now build extraplanetary cities throughout the Gliese System, colonising other gas giants and the stellar corona. Lightspeed technology gives a Prun ability to harvest from gas giants in the Gliese System. A vast extraplanetary city swells on Prun. The Rama democracies are now advancing. They've reached this lot have absolutely flown through development. This will be the last one conversation we deal with for this episode, I think. When the rocket technology is beginning to take off, the race for space dominance amongst the emerging superpowers of Ceti 3 is on. Jet planes increase the potential for travel all over the globe, and the nuclear age communication technology allows news and entertainment to be spread via mass media. As the Rama delve into the secrets of the atom, the threat of extinction looms ever heavy on the horizon. Now I become death, the destroyer of worlds. Robert Oppenheimer. Was he the one that invented split the atom? Alright, we can't do that. Okay, so we're doing an advancement then. Welcome to the dream of space travel in this age. With the superhighways now connected in most cities, it is a good time to start thinking about reducing fossil fuel consumption. The Rama maintain populous projectiles with large-scale energy production methods. Nuclear technology allows the Rama to extract radioactive materials and fossil fuels for the oceans of Ceti. The Rama establish a new state. Okay, so let's have a bit of a look as to where we are. How do I navigate? I can't remember that. So we've got the Prun scholars who are in the solar age. 13.5 billion Prun. We've got let's get this fly out my way. We've got the Meteor Swarm gone to Rigel. We've got they're going to there, Andromeda, and you've got this lot who are growing as well. Okay. Interesting. It's been an interesting episode this week. We've now got three almost distinct Prun societies. We've got the Scholar Alliance, we've got the Meteor Swarm, and we've got the Lost Expedition. It's interesting how these look separate. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what's like. And we've got a society here, and we've still got nothing over here. I'm still keen to know whether you'll get new societies, civil species growing on Earth and on Vex after the Bauta and the dinosaurs. And we've got these three. I was hoping to get some over here in Frogstar and Wormwood, but nothing as yet. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little adventure into Fermi Paradox, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye.